realization I've gotten is that there's a power to silence. And what I've learned on this trip is that I've been talking about that 90% of what we speak is either gossip or complaining, or psychology looks at it another way too. 90% of what we say is either seeking sympathy or self-aggrandizement, putting ourselves above others, trying to make ourselves more important. So when you start to break that down, you start to realize most of what we say is not serving us. And so it's fascinating. Here I am on a cruise, and apparently I was worn down. I've been doing what? I've been going to hypnotism classes, becoming a certified hypnotherapist for 6 months, 40 hours a week in class, and keeping a spiritual center going and doing everything else that I do. And I'm now realizing this is a huge lesson. Stop talking so much. Most of what we say has no value at all. And so because I've put into the law, into the universal law, that I choose to be an example for what I teach, the universe just smacks you across the head. So here. So it's fascinating. The last 2 days, I have not been able to lead the guided meditations. My voice wasn't there. I tried to do hypnotism with my wife yesterday. I did it. But man, I was coughing. I was doing all sorts of things. And the universe was giving me a message. Shut the F up. Just shut the F up and live. You don't need all these words. And it's really interesting how the words we speak take us away from our truth. That there's an inner peace, an inner calm within us. But we have to be able to listen. And here's a great teaching. You can't listen if you're always talking. Or you're not listening if you're waiting and you've got something to say in response to the other person. At breakfast this morning, we're sitting next to a lovely couple from the Carolinas. But every time she would say something, there would be a but this. And I said, is that serving you? Because isn't saying but an excuse? Really interesting if you start paying attention to the words we speak. And remember, too, psychology will tell you people hear most, 55%, people hear based on the person's body language. 30%, 35% based on the tonality. And maybe 10% based on the actual words. Isn't that fascinating? So words, we tend to use words and we think they're the way we communicate, and it's really not the case. You could be saying the most beautiful words, but if your body language is not reflecting them, oh my goodness. If your partner looks at you and says, you're the most beautiful partner I've ever had, oh my God, I just love you so much. And you look at your partner and you go, yeah, ditto. I don't think that's got a lot of meat behind it. Do you? But we're not taught that. And so the thing I'm doing is I'm on this beautiful ship in the middle of the Caribbean right now. For me, it's a time of reflection. I needed to get away from the daily hustle. Normally, I do this podcast at 7:30 in the morning. Now, I don't even know what time it is, but I know it's not 7:30 in the morning. Hell, it's almost 10 o'clock. You know what? It doesn't matter when I do it. Self-imposed pressure. Do you realize that? How much of the time do we put self-imposed pressures on ourselves? Don't need to. Why would we stress ourselves out about anything? And what is it about life that we feel we have to be right all the time? What I'm learning more and more every day The more I admit what I do not know, the more I learn. And the more I learn, the more I admit I do not know. Because there's always more. We live in a world of infinite information. And when you finally really do grasp the concept that everything is an opinion, and that may frost you when I say that, but just sit back and think about it. Everything you think is an opinion. Why are you so attached? I'm working on it with you right now. We're all in the same boat. And I'm very grateful to be on this path. If you like this message, put a comment there on Facebook or YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever you're watching. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you want me to talk about? And if you really like this message, share it with others. Maybe we can benefit them. With that, make it a great day. Much love.